priorities for the next fiscal year. Band leaders report an improved road experience for the Tobago Carnival 2023, and businesses are encouraged to prepare for a bumper cruise ship season. Good evening, I am Kristen Slandi, and this is your Tobago Updates television news for Thursday, 2nd of November 2023. In our top story, with only $260 million allocated for developmental expenditure, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine says the Executive Council is grappling with financing necessary projects. The Executive Council went into retreat over the last 2 days at Manta Lodge Resort in Speyside, where they discussed priorities for the next fiscal year. Speaking at a press conference, Augustine explained that a large portion of the $260 million is allocated to paying developmental workers, leaving them with less money for projects. He also addressed comments from Tobago Senator Lawrence Hislop regarding the release of allocations to the THA. More in this report from Candice Jackson.
Senator Lawrence Hislop suggests that the THA is not being truthful about the release of allocations from central government.
So the information I have, and I'm going to repeat this again, is that the THA has received its allocations quarterly, and its budgetary allocations have been 100%.
I feel sorry for the senator who is trying to peddle these untruths, because this is something that the data is there, the Ministry of Finance is aware of it.
Chief Secretary Fali Augustine presented data to support his claims that the THA has not received 100% of its allocations since 2017.
So over that period, you can see the shortfall accounted for $166.438 million. That's a lot of money to be sleeping outside.
Meanwhile, the THA is faced with the challenge of funding developmental projects from an allocation of $260 million. Augustine explained that this is proving to be difficult, especially for the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development, which is tasked with paying salaries from their allocation.
So $1.54 million every fortnight to pay development workers from the development allocation for infrastructure. That works out to be about $40.3 million for the entire fiscal period.
He said it leaves the division with $6.1 million to allocate for road repairs, building retaining walls, and other infrastructure projects. As a result, they are considering alternative funding methods.
One, we will continue to engage the public-private partnership modality, as in we share some of the things, and we may have to ask ourselves the question of whether the government is too big, the THA is too big in terms of what it tries to take on, and that we share some of the load with the private sector.
However, the Chief Secretary is optimistic about the Tobago economy and the growth of the private sector, beginning with an increase in construction.
Some should be starting up somewhere in Shervan soon for housing, and that will move a lot of people in this space as well. We also are looking at getting more flights to the island. We currently have an MOU under review right now.
While late payments to daily paid workers are becoming more frequent, Augustine assured that the issue will soon be resolved.
And so a whole of government approach is being looked at. We are currently looking at it inclusive of the administrators, the chief administrator, and coming up with a plan, a design that will ensure that it's never late again.
The Chief Secretary outlined several prioritized projects scheduled for the next fiscal year, including repairs to fishing facilities, the development of tourist sites, the purchase of 10 new ambulances, and the design for the construction of the new Scarborough Secondary School. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
Praises continue to pour in for the recently concluded Tobago Carnival, this time from the band leader of Zane and the interim president of the Tobago Promoters Association, Erland Clark. He commended the organizers for listening to their concerns and reported a better experience on the road compared to the previous year. Reporter Tanika Cruikshank has more details in this story.
The interim president of the Tobago Promoters Association expressed his satisfaction with this year's carnival and indicated the lesson from the previous carnival has been learned. He is expecting more improvement for the next year.
What happened is that bands in this space, especially bands who were very, elated for the October Carnival, came together and decided to form a group called the Tobago October Carnival Association, which is TOCA. And what we did was come together after having conversation with the Secretary of Tourism that we wanted to put on a band house where all bands come together in this space.
Clark is also the band leader of Zane. He states that in addition to providing customers with value for money, the band house also offered thrills and experience not only for the road but also outside the band area. He further stated that the Tobago Carnival is expanding, with many visitors already booking their spots for the 2024 edition.
Because if you know, for National Carnival, most persons leave from Trinidad and try their best to get to Tobago to get that kind of cool down, that relaxing kind of vibes. And for our band with Zane, we have something called Revel and Relax. And that was our tagline. And that is still one of our main taglines. So what we want to really have persons, yes, you come to revel, but you also come to relax.
According to Clark, there was a significant increase in the number of people on the road for Tobago Carnival, which making it necessary to the festivities to Scarborough.
Masqueraders were well pleased with the route. And it's a route that actually has potential to build out with numbers. So it may look now that, the route might be a bit challenging to some, but definitely it has this potential to build out even.
Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
More news after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive collection, now exclusively available at Standard.
You know, who would I ever believe, Jessica could take care of a child,
Oh, I know, right? I'm a kinship foster parent to my nephew Malik.
Papa, you remind me of my grandmother, when she used to take care of my cousins.
If I didn't step in, I don't know where he would have ended up. Plus, I get support from Children's Authority, training, and counseling.
But Jessica, you not married?
That doesn't matter. Once you have a safe home and you're related to the child, you're good.
So they just gave money to do this?
Yeah, they do give me some money.
So, Auntie, you can buy a lamb I gave you for me?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Malik, but that money's to take care of you. Okay, smubble up, yes.
I will not try. Mommy, you can buy.
No.
Wait, I didn't even finish my sentence.
About Lamborghini, you can get lamb stew for lunch.
Auntie Jessica could only come when you come in, because all them does do is talk people business.
Malakaya Malikole going on the bed.
But Mommy, the boy don't even live here.
Yeah, go to your bunkers.
What? Bunkers? Where's that?
I think I'm getting pretty good at this.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Television News. Tobago is preparing for increased cruise ship arrivals starting from Saturday, November 11th, and Chief Secretary Foley Augustine is calling for Scarborough's businesses to prepare for the influx of visitors. He issued the call earlier this week at a town hall meeting in Bethel, and reporter Candice Jackson has the details.
The first cruise ship of the season will dock in Charlottesville on Saturday, November 11. The Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation is still confirming the total number of cruise ships expected to visit Tobago, but so far they have confirmed 77. This is the highest number of cruise ships confirmed for a season in over 2 decades. The closest figure to this was during the 2015 to 2016 cruise ship season, when Tobago received 60 calls with over 70,000 passengers. In anticipation of a bumper season for cruise ship arrivals, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine announced a cleanup for Scarborough is in the works.
We're not very proud of the state of Scarborough. We haven't been for the longest while. And so some work will start in earnest inland in Scarborough to make it much more user-friendly.
However, he noted that Scarborough's business community also needs to improve their physical presence and prepare for the cruise ship passengers.
I don't know what we need to do to inject in our people some hustler mentality. But how could we have a big cruise ship in town on a Sunday or a public holiday? Thousands of people on board. People walking about the town and everywhere closed.
Augustine lamented that there are many lost opportunities whenever a cruise ship is in town and encouraged entrepreneurs to take advantage of the opportunity.
I don't know if the TH had to come and take the keys from all of you that own a place in town and open it ourselves and hire some staff to go and run it on the day.
Meanwhile, the Tobago division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is excited about the success of Carnival. They believe it signals that Tobago is on track to accommodate more visitors as events and attractions increase on the island. Chairman Curtis Williams called on the businesses to improve their offerings, especially in the Crown Point area.
And we asked the business in Crown Point area to do something about your business, spook it up a little bit to be prepared for the visitors, all right? Even the offering, and make sure the offering is there, and let us keep crime-free and safe as we move forward.
The schedule for cruise ship arrivals is expected to be released shortly. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
The residents of Kokowati Trace in Mason Hall used to be cut off from the rest of the village whenever heavy rains fell. However, since the installation of the Kokowati Bridge, access to homes has improved. Villagers stated that while the bridge is now complete, there is still a need for further work. Tanika Cruikshank has the details.
Residents of Kokowati Trace in Mason Hall were frustrated because accessing their homes during the rainy weather was difficult. One of the residents, Janelle Winchester, claims that the installation of the Bailey Bridge by the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development Bridge Maintenance Crew provided much needed relief.
I would say the traversing of the road has become very acceptable but unacceptable. We have the road, yes, but every time the rain falls, because there are no drains and the road is not compacted properly and barber green or concreted for that matter, and there are some big drains created by the water running, and sometimes the vehicle cannot come up and it damaging your vehicle every time you come up on a big stone or a big hole.
Both Anthony Charles and Valerie Orr discussed the challenges of living in an area without adequate access to roads and the implementation of temporary solutions.
It's very hard for children to cross the river and all these sort of things, especially when rain come down. The children have a very challenging time. They can't cross the river. Sometimes they have to stay home from going to school.
Sometimes we get backhoe to get stuff from, there's a house just ahead of us that didn't break down, to throw the stuff in the river so that we could be able to pack it, to walk, to get over.
While the people of Kokowati are grateful for the bridge, they claim that it remained unfinished, putting them at a disadvantage. They are calling on the DIQUD to complete the bridge.
The bridge was installed, Tiantec came and installed the poles, and we're supposed to get lights soon. WASA, they allow us to run our pipes now and have the water, and we are cable and thing. So, compared to how we used to pass before, the bridge was indeed a good.
Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
Among the many incentives listed in the 2024 national budget was an increase to the minimum wage. At a virtual press conference, Finance Minister Colin Burt stated it was one of the incentives which did not receive enough attention during the budget debate, along with a 4% increase in the public servants' salaries and community development programs. Ariana Scipio has more in this story.
During his press conference, Finance Minister Colin Burt shared some incentives from the 2024 budget, which included an increase in the minimum wage from $17.50 to $20.50. He declared that this increase would benefit over 200,000 workers.
And will put at least $500 a month extra into their pockets, up to as much as $900. I was in a supermarket just the other day, and a security guard came up to me and said, "Thank you." And I said, "Well, I'm not sure what you're thanking me for." And he said he is a minimum wage worker.
He said that many people trivialize the increase of the minimum wage when an increase of $500 to $900 monthly is significant. This increase takes effect from January 1st, 2024. Imbert also mentioned the issue of $1 billion in back pay for public servants who accepted the 4% salary raise. He stated that the government has made it their duty to provide public servants with their arrears by Christmas of this year.
We have made a commitment to provide $1 billion in back pay for public sector workers whose trade unions accepted the offer of 4%. We've made a commitment to provide that by Christmas of 2023. We'll also be bringing all of these workers up to their correct salaries with the 4% increase.
Public servants expected to receive back pay include teachers, prison officers, police officers, fire officers, and members of the Defense Force. Minister Imbert stated that the reintroduction of community development programs is under consideration. These programs are related to skill training such as sewing, baking, upholstery, and furniture making. Some of these were implemented in the past.
We will work with the Ministry of Community Development to make sure that they roll out these programs within all communities all over the country. And for that, we have allocated almost $19 million.
This was also one of the initiatives presented in the budget debate as a solution to combat crime from a public health perspective. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Reginald Amor, addressed gun and gang-related violence at a special meeting at the Organization of American States, OAS. The Attorney General shared how gun-related crime is the leading cause of murder in the country and the region while outlining the solutions from CARICOM. More on this report by Ariana Scipio.
Attorney General Reginald Amor opened the meeting to address regional concerns about guns, gangs, and violence. He advocated for a united regional approach to combat crime in the Caribbean.
Data demonstrates that crime is fueled and sustained by the illicit flow of guns not manufactured in our region, but traced to the United States of America. Regional governments are forced to spend millions of dollars on national security, which could otherwise be allocated to other critical needs, healthcare, education, to name only two.
Continuing, he noted that armed violence significantly affects which traditionally is not associated with violent crime. This is evident in Tobago, where 9 out of 10 murders in 2023 were gun-related. Amor explained how crime impacts direct foreign investment, trade, and tourism, resulting in the issuance of a travel advisory. He then shared the efforts CARICOM has made, which is:
in the Caribbean, we have embarked on significant cooperation. November 2022, in partnership with the United States law enforcement agencies, CARICOM Impacts launched the CARICOM Crime Gun Intelligence Unit, with its headquarters in Port.
This unit offers information and aids CARICOM states in investigating and prosecuting gun-related crimes with modern tools and technology. It also promotes cooperation between regional and international law enforcement agencies. Amor shared that Trinidad and Tobago recently provided the United States with information about firearms smuggling, resulting in imported guns and ammunition. He discussed their strategies for tackling this issue.
We must continue to build on these efforts. We are addressing a shared challenge which requires a conjoined approach. Why? The problem of firearms and gang-related activities exists across the hemisphere of the Americas.
The Attorney General gave reasons for the increase in murder rates in Trinidad and Tobago and provided statistics.
In Trinidad and Tobago, the combination of firearms and the fragmentation of competing gangs has increased the murder rate, with 614 homicides recorded in 2022.
The AG then called on the U.S. to collaborate with the region in the fight against guns. Crime has been a significant concern in the country, and for the 2024 budget, a total of $6.912 billion has been allocated to the Ministry of National Security to combat crime, as it has been steadily increasing with each passing year. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Stay with us for more after the break.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat.
Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection. Now exclusively available at Standard.
Thanks for staying with us. A pod of dolphins beaching themselves in Stobie caught seagoers and lifeguards by surprise on Tuesday. While it is not an uncommon phenomenon for dolphins or whales to beach themselves, the Trinidad and Tobago Marine Mammal Stranding Network wants the public to be aware of what to do when this occurs, the first of which is to contact the experts. More in this report from Candice Jackson.
The first instinct for many people when they encounter a beach whale or dolphin is to help it get back into the sea. However, the Trinidad and Tobago Marine Mammal Stranding Network warns the public that they must act with caution. The organization's public relations officer, Dr. Wade Sukaran, said the first step is to notify the experts.
So the main thing is to be able to contact us as quickly as possible so that we can guide
the rescue effort or we can guide the public's efforts.
They can be reached at 481-4838. Dr. Sukaran also advises the public to contact the Tobago Forestry Division at 639-2273 or 735-4369. In the meantime, if the animal is in distress, there are a few ways the public can assist until the experts arrive on the scene. The first of these is to be careful about how the animal is handled and to stay clear of its blowhole, which is how they breathe.
I really want the public to handle these animals without gloves, without the right protection, or without knowing where to be so that you don't get coughed on or blown on. Or touch the wrong parts of the animal where you're likely to pick up a disease.
Dr. Sukaran explains that it is important to keep the animal cool because when it is beached, it is exposed to the sun and it can easily become overheated.
So you kind of dig some holes around the fins, and you just basically try to create a comfortable bed for the animal in the sand. Keep pouring water over them to keep them cool, provide shade. You can also use like wet towels. So you can soak towels in the same seawater and then put the towels on the animals. Again, being careful, there's certain areas you don't put the towel on. So not on the blowhole, not on the dorsal fin, not on the tail fins.
As for why dolphins and whales beach themselves, Dr. Sukaran shared that scientists are not entirely certain, but they have a few theories. It can range from illness to disorientation caused by disturbances.
In the recent case in Tobago, we're not sure if that really happened, but it's interesting that orcas were sighted in the bay at the same time, or very close to the time that the dolphin were there.
Additionally, fishing equipment can cause disorientation for whales and dolphins.
In that Store Bay incident, it was also reported to us that there was an illegal net across. So they can probably find their way in and then not be able to find their way out because a net is a completely unnatural thing to them in their environment.
Dr. Sukaran also noted that seismic activity has been known to affect whales and dolphins. In the meantime, the TNT Marine Mammal Stranded Network continues to monitor developments, such as the one that occurred in Store Bay on Tuesday. Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Turning now to the weather forecast from the TNT Met Office. Tomorrow, anticipate fair to partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers in some areas and a low 30% chance of isolated thunderstorms toward dawn. The temperature is expected to drop to 26 degrees Celsius. The day will be partly cloudy to cloudy with intermittent light to moderate rainfall in various locations. There is a moderate 60% likelihood of encountering heavier showers and thunderstorms. The temperature will peak at 31 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 34 degrees. Seas are expected to be moderate with waves reaching up to 2 meters in open waters and 1.5 meters in sheltered areas. Sunrise is at 5:55 a.m. and the sunset is at 5:37 p.m. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Recapping the headlines. Chief Secretary outlines priorities for the next fiscal year. Band leaders report an improved road experience for the Tobago Carnival 2023, and businesses are encouraged to prepare for a bumper cruise ship season. I am Kristen Salandi. Have a good night.